Welcome to the news desk of Television Nigerian. At this time, I am Charles Ibe with a global news update. As the World Health Organization's decision-making body started a virtual meeting on Monday with all 194 state members, speculations were rife as to whether the United States and others will call for the World Health Organization to investigate China's response to the coronavirus. But Chinese leader Xi Jinping defended his country's actions in a video address to the assembly on Monday, stating that the country have acted with openness, transparency, and responsibility. He also stated that China had been quick to release the coronavirus genome sequence and had taken strong steps to support other countries in their responses to the pandemic and would support a World Health Organization's review of the outbreak once the virus is under control, as opposed to an independent investigation that many are calling for. China further pledged $2 billion to help fund the global public health body, 1 month after President Trump halted U.S. funding for the agency. United States President Donald Trump and other world leaders have accused China of allowing the global spread of the virus by suppressing or withholding information about it after it emerged in Wuhan in December, with the European and Australian officials backing Trump's call for an investigation. At the meeting, which is the annual gathering of World Health Organization's Health Assembly, the organization welcomed the calls for an impartial, independent, and comprehensive evaluation that takes into account the entirety of the response of all actors responding to the pandemic. Italy and Spain are among a number of European countries further easing their coronavirus lockdown restrictions on Monday. Most businesses in Italy, including bars and hairdressers, are reopened after more than 2 months of nationwide lockdown measures. Spain, meanwhile, has slightly eased restrictions on some of its least affected islands, a measure which followed consistent drops in the number of daily recorded deaths. Italy on Sunday recorded the fewest daily deaths since it entered lockdown in March, with 145 deaths in the previous 24 hours, a marked significant drop from its highest daily death toll, which was more than 900 on 27th of March 2020. Lesotho's Prime Minister Thomas Tabane has announced he will step down as Prime Minister following months of pressure after he was named as a suspect in the murder of his ex-wife. He did not say when he would leave office, but his party said a new premier will be sworn in on Tuesday. The 80-year-old's current wife, with whom he was living at the time of murder, was charged in connection with the killing in February, while the pair have since denied any involvement. Lesotho had been plagued with political instability this year, while the Prime Minister lost his majority in Parliament last week when coalition backing him fell apart and a new government is expected to be installed on Friday. 2 men in Pakistan shot dead 2 teenage girls in an honor killing because they appeared in a video that showed them with a young man. The 2 men have since been arrested on suspicion of their involvement in murdering the 2 girls aged 16 and 18 at the border village Sham Plain Garion in Pakistan. Revealing the identity of the men, it was discovered that one man is the father of one of the victims and the second man is the brother of the other young girl. The suspects are said that the victims were killed and buried in their native village, according to a Razmat police official who addressed the press. The video was shot over a year ago but resurfaced on social media a few weeks ago before the murder took place on Thursday, police confirmed. On the entertainment scene, American actor Geno Silva, who is best remembered as the assassin who killed Tony Montana in Scarface, has died at age 72. Sources said Silva died at his home in Los Angeles on complications from frontotemporal degeneration, a form of dementia with which he had been afflicted for 15 years. Born in Albuquerque on January 20, 1948, Geno grew up in the Barelas neighborhood with his sister Liz Gallegos and brother Jerry Silva, and has appeared in over 100 films, television shows, and plays during his decade-long career as an actor. He is survived by his wife Pamela, daughter Lucia, grandchildren Eva and Levon, and sister Elizabeth. A contestant on MasterChef Spain had been unceremoniously sent off the show for serving the judges a truly terrifying dish as a revenge stunt. Media reports had it that the contestant Sarai Garillo felt she was being unfairly treated by the judges on the Spanish version of MasterChef, so she decided to cook up a terrifying meal in revenge. She was one of many amateur chefs looking to impress the panel of seasoned professional chefs, but harsh criticisms of her previous efforts had turned the relationship sour. The 27-year-old had reportedly confided in the judges that she had a fear of handling and cooking birds, and when the competitors were challenged to do exactly that, Sarai was taken aback and saw it as a means to water down all her efforts and decided instead to take revenge on the judges. She was tasked to prepare a dish from a partridge, and rather than making any attempt to pluck, prepare, or cook the bird, she simply whacked it on a plate, feathers, head, and all, before garnishing it with some sliced tomatoes and spring onions. Bon appetit. She was quickly booted out from the program. We take a break now, and the rest of the news continues thereafter. Stay tuned.
Coronavirus no be our friend, oh. Yo, yo, yo. Make we push am comot, yo. Corona, he no be our friend. Oh, yo, yo. Say make we push am comot, yo.
My country people, you see this coronavirus, no be joke. Make we help ourselves and our government pursue this yamayama sickness from our country. Make we remember to wash our hand every time with soap and water. Make we no forget to sanitize our hand and wear face mask when we come out. Also, make we avoid crowd and keep social distancing when we come out. My people, if you see say you don't get symptoms, make you rush go hospital make them treat you. Coronavirus no be our friend though. Make we remember say prevention better pass cure.
Coronavirus no be our friend, oh. Yo, yo, yo. Make we push am comot, yo. Corona, he no be our friend. Oh, yo, yo. Say make we push am comot, yo.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to some local stories. The federal government on Monday said the recent order of the President Muhammadu Buhari on gradual ease of lockdown will remain in force for another 2 weeks. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Boss Mustapha, disclosed this at the daily briefing of the task force in Abuja. Mustapha, who is also the secretary to the government of the Federation, said in spite of the modest progress made, Nigeria was not yet ready for full opening of the economy, and tough decisions have to be taken for the good of the greater majority. The 2 weeks extension of phase 1 of the ease restrictions is also to enable other segments of the economy to prepare adequately for compliance with the guidelines preparatory to reopening the coming weeks. Presidential spokesman Femi Adesina, in a tweet on Monday afternoon, had revealed that contrary to the position given by the Presidential Task Force on Sunday, there was no plan for a presidential broadcast. Rather, the Presidential Task Force will, during its media briefings, brief the nation on the speed to the next steps to be taken. The clarifications came after Sani Aliyu, the national coordinator of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, said the president will make his decision on Monday following the end of the first phase of the gradual easing of the COVID-19 lockdown. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has raised questions on why feeding of millions of pupils in over 4,900 public primary schools in Kano was halted since December 2019, while funding of the same project continued in other states till February 2020. The governor spoke while receiving the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, who was in Kano to formally deliver 139 trucks of assorted grains from the federal government to Kano government for onward delivery to poor and vulnerable people in the state as COVID-19 palliatives. Although Ganduje applauded the reintroduction of the initiative, he called for a review of the school feeding program to reflect the increasing number of school enrollments necessitated by the state's new policy of free and compulsory education, as well as the Almajiri integration school systems. The governor commended President Muhammadu Buhari's palliative gesture to cushion the impact of stay-at-home orders occasioned by COVID-19, adding that it will further complement the state's palliative program, which already provided succor for 50,000 households in the state. The minister, who used the occasion to address some concerns being raised about how the school feeding program will be actualized while schools were closed, stated that dry food ration would be distributed to every household of the pupils using available registers obtained from the Ministry of Education, where names and addresses of pupils were detailed. Governors of the Southeast region on Sunday expressed concern about the movement of our margarine concealed in food and cement trucks into the Southeast region. In a statement issued after their teleconference by Chairman of the Southeast Governors and Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi, they requested community leaders to get passionately involved to ensure that illegal movement was not allowed. The forum reviewed the current lockdown order within the interstate borders and agreed to strengthen them further with new measures, but however frowned at the abuse with interstate border lockdown that led to the movement of non-essential persons. The forum further requested the security personnel at the state border posts to take their tasks responsibly and seriously to curtail the spread of the pandemic and the movement of unauthorized persons in the zone. The Nigeria Football Federation has declared its intention to get the best possible coach, either Nigerian or expatriate, for the Super Falcons, no matter where the person comes from. The NFF President Amaju Pinnick disclosed this at the weekend that Pricewater PwC, which has been given the contract to recruit coaches for the national male and female teams, had drawn out well-structured criteria the coaches must meet to manage any of the teams, adding that the Federation is doing everything possible to ensure that the Super Falcons get a manager that can keep them on top of the African football. Pinnick also disclosed that the Federation is in the process of raising funds that will take care of the salary and accommodation of the Falcons coach throughout the duration of his contract, adding that the girls have achieved more for the country than their male counterparts in African football, hence the need to be well motivated for future challenges. And that's the news update at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Ibe.